everyone, this is Jackie Williams and thank you for joining me. In this video I want to share with you a fun bag-in-a-box template, and this is a great way for using up your designer series paper, your pattern paper, perhaps ones that you haven't used yet or don't quite know how to use, or maybe ones in the pack that aren't quite your favorite. Now I have created a template for you, and the link to download this absolutely free is in the video description. So please do that after the video and be sure to share with your friends too. Now, I love making my own boxes and packaging. It's just a really green way to package up our gifts. They can be recycled or reused, and also uses up stash that you might already have. So I'm going to show you a basic template, but of course you can change up the sizes as you wish, which I'll show you some variations at the end. So I've got my 4.5 inch square from the template, and then you just want to score it at 1 inch on all 4 sides like this. And then I like to go ahead and crease it now before I do any cutting. And then we just want to cut one side on each corner. So you see how each corner there's a little square? We just want to cut one side of each of those squares. I like to do it like this, then I don't get myself confused. So we're not actually cutting anything away at all. We're just cutting a slit on each corner. Then I'm just going to put a little bit of glue, or you could use tape, it doesn't matter, on each of those squares, and then adhere the box together. This is the most simple box you can make, but it doesn't need to be fancy for this project. If you're putting something particularly heavy, like a wine bottle or something like that, you might want to just reinforce this bottom. But if it's just something light, like some chocolates or something like that, then this will be perfectly adequate. Now for this sample, I'm going to be using the Utterly Amazing stamps and dies, but most significantly the papers. So I have these scraps left over from making other projects, and any of these would work. It's a particularly nice way to use some of those border prints that maybe are a little bit harder to use. And you can see that these are different heights. For the actual bag part, your length needs to be 12 inches here, but then the height can be all sorts of heights, whatever, if you want to have a short box or a full 12-inch box. I think we'll use this print here. So I'm going to turn it over to the other side, and you'll want to put adhesive along the 12-inch side. And then you'll want to put adhesive along that shorter side, making the shape of an L, or in this case a backwards L. But it doesn't matter which side they go on. You just want to make sure that you're putting the tape on the bottom if you have a print that has a right and a wrong way. Okay, then we're just going to take our box, and I like to start in the middle of a side of a box, and we're just going to adhere it so the bottom of the box is even with the edge of this paper. And then I'm just going to roll the box like this, and making sure it's stuck quite well each time. Until all the sides are covered. And at this point, I think I'll take it. And then when you get to the final side, I like to turn it up like this. And then this side here has got the tape on it. So I'm just going to carefully position that, making sure the top pieces of the two sides are even. Okay, so this side with the seam will be the back of the box. And then I just like to go through and just kind of flatten it right here at the top. Okay, it's a little hard to show under the camera, but you get the idea. And then you also have that really great print on the inside. So you'll want to make sure that they coordinate, or it looks nice when they coordinate. You'll probably end up with some scraps. So I'm just going to use a strip of one of the prints just along the bottom. Now this is just completely an extra. I like how it finishes it off, but it doesn't add to the structure of the box. So you don't have to put this little edge on. Or if you have a die or a punch that would make this edge extra cute, you could do that too. And that just finishes off the bottom a little bit. Now for the top, for the closure, you could just fold it over. You could use a clothespin or a peg, something to keep it closed. But I'm going to use the tab punch. I think I'm going to go with the pecan pie for this one. And then we'll just fold those over. And I'll punch a hole in both of those at the same time. And then we'll put one of these on each of the sides of the bag. So one on the back, just clip it right over, and one on the front. And I line them up and then fold it over. Okay, so we have this. And then we'll just use some of this Lost Lagoon twine that comes with the Utterly Amazing Sweet. And we'll just tie our bag closed. And that is all there is to it. Now you could add, of course, a tag and embellishments or add more to the bag, but this is the basic construction. So I'll show you this one that I made earlier. So this is the one using the border print, which is it's a great way to use those border prints. And then you have that great rock pattern on the inside. That's my favorite print out of this pack. And then I did add those rock embellishments and a tag that goes with the otters as well. Okay, and you can make these as short or as tall as you want. Now I have a few other samples to share with you. So here's one using the Perennial Lavender Sweet. And I used the postage stamp dies here along the bottom piece just to give it that little bit of a border. And this is the new Fresh Freesia ribbon that will come out during celebration. Then I made a variation. This one has a rectangular bottom. And this is using the new Floral Delight papers, which I think are just beautiful. And this one I changed a little bit. I folded over this piece, so I made it extra long and then folded it over to give you that little cuff there. It doesn't wrap around the box quite as neatly, but I do think the effect might be worth it because it looks quite nice. And then just added a tag for a little bit extra. Okay, then I made a very tiny one, and this one uses the new Timeless Plaid paper. And this one comes in a 6x6, so I made the box 4 inches tall, and then that 2-inch strip that was left I used to punch out the tab punch. You can't really probably see it, but we've got this nice coordinating green plaid on the inside of the box. So that's just a little cute one, perfect for a couple of chocolates. And then for this one, I made another rectangular box for the bottom and made a really cute little men's shirt. I used the Pocket Thoughts dies to make a little pocket on here, and then tucked in here, I wanted just a little color, but I thought I might as well just make it, you know, a little tag or a little note. And there you go. So there are all my samples of the box in a bag. Don't forget to download your free template, and be sure to share this video with a friend who maybe has lots of printed papers to use up as well. Thank you so much for joining me. Please leave me a comment and be sure to subscribe. This is Jackie Williams, and I'll see you next video. Bye-bye.